I'm Dr. Deborah Greenblatt, Assistant Professor of Early Childhood and Childhood Multicultural Education at Medgar Evers College at the City University of New York. Today I want to share with you a wonderful book that's a part of a series that has won many awards. It's Iggy Peck Architect by Andrea Beatty and illustrated by David Roberts. These books are phenomenal. They talk about all different kinds of careers that people can have, and they also have activity books that you could purchase with them, which would be great for right now when we're looking for additional educational things to do at home with families. I would like to dedicate this video to my buddies Will and Charlie. It is their birthday today. They are twins and I am too, so we share that special bond. And I'm sorry that I can't be in person to read with them, and that their families can't read these books with them at home because I ordered them here to give them as gifts. But I hope that they enjoy hearing the story along with you, and I can't wait till we're all allowed to stop this physical distancing and I get to get my hugs and snuggles from them. So here's the front matter. Iggy Peck Architect. And this is a fun book because it also rhymes, so I hope that you will try to guess some rhymes with me as I read, because that's the fun part of a rhyming book. It's a really excellent author to write a rhyming book that has a really great story and isn't just distracting with the rhymes. Young Iggy Peck is an architect and has been since he was 2, when he built a great tower in only an hour with nothing but diapers and glue. That's so silly. Good gracious, Ignatius, his mother exclaimed. That's the coolest thing I've ever seen. But her smile faded as light wind blew past, and she realized those diapers weren't clean. Ignatius, my son, what on earth have you done? That's disgusting and nasty. It stinks. Oh my goodness, he built a tower of dirty diapers. But Iggy was gone. He was out on the lawn, using dirt clods to build a great sphinx. The sphinx is a special sculpture that we see in Egypt that is famous, and this reminds me of the first video I did on the book Dreaming Up, which is actually another book that I bought for Will and Charlie because they both love to build things. So we can make some self-to-text and text-to-text connections. When Iggy was 3, his parents could see his unusual passion would stay. He built churches and chapels from peaches and apples, and temples from modeling clay. Oh my God, Iggy's so creative that he's even using things like the fruit from his table. So right now, when you might not be able to buy some other things, you can be creative about what you have at home to build. I would never think to build things from fruit. At dinner one night, to his father's delight, Iggy got a bright gleam in his eye. And out on the porch, he built a St. Louis arch from pancakes and coconut pie. I got to see the St. Louis arch when I was at an educational conference. So that was really cool. Dear Ig had made it till 2nd grade when his teacher was Lila Greer. On the very first day, she had this to say: "We do not talk of buildings here. Gothic or Romanesque, I couldn't care less about buildings ancient or new." She said in a lecture about architecture that it had no place in grade 2. We wonder why she feels that way. Here's a good place to make a prediction. It might seem severe, but she was sincere. for when she was no more than 7, she had a great fright at a dizzying height in a building so tall it scraped heaven. On an architect's tour of the 95th floor, young Lila got lost from the group. Oh, so she got scared, and so she doesn't like buildings anymore. Have you ever felt that way when you got scared of something and made you not like it anymore? Even though you really liked it beforehand? Yeah, that happens sometimes. She was found 2 days later in a stuck elevator, eating cheese with a French circus troupe. After that day, it's quite safe to say she thought all building lovers were nuts. As a teacher, she thought, above all, one ought to avoid them. No ifs, ands, or buts. I don't know if it's fair for her fear to be something that she puts on everyone else. But that's pretty traumatic, being stuck in an elevator for 2 days. I can see why she doesn't like them. As you might guess, it would cause Iggy stress to hear such terrible talk. But he didn't hear. He sat in the rear while building a castle of chalk. "You, Iggy Peck, your desk is a wreck. Tear down that castle right now. You will not build here. Is that perfectly clear? Do you need to see Principal Howe?" "No, ma'am," Iggy said as he lowered his head, and his heart sank down to the floor. With no chance to build, his interest was killed, and now 2nd grade was a bore. After 12 long days that passed in a haze of reading, writing, and arithmetic, Miss Greer took the class to the Blue River Pass for a hike and an old-fashioned picnic. They crossed an old trestle till a small island nestled in the heart of a burbling stream. But no sooner they passed than the footbridge collapsed, and Miss Lila Greer started to scream. "We're trapped in here! Oh my! Alas, kids, goodbye!" Her eyeball rolled back to her in her head. She dropped to the ground with a vague groaning sound. Luckily fainted and not dead. Oh boy. Big problem in the story. What are they going to do? Well, good thing they got Iggy. He's got some ideas, I'm sure. The class was amazed. They stood there quite dazed, uncertain of what they should do. But one bright young man was off hatching a plan, which started with Miss Lila's shoe. Each young lad and lass there at the Blue River Pass was working together as one. When we work together, we can get a lot more accomplished. Let's see what they're building. Make a prediction. What do you think? When she came to, Miss Lila Greer knew that something quite brave had been done. She looked in the air and saw hanging there a structure with cables and braces. And on the far side, beaming with pride, were 17 smiling young faces. Boots, tree roots and strings, fruit roll-ups and things, some of which one should not mention, were stretched ridge to ridge on a glorious bridge dangling from shoestring suspension. Yeah, suspension bridges are a certain type of bridge a person can make. Have you ever seen any suspension bridges near where you live? It all became clear to Miss Lila Greer as she crossed that bridge over the stream. There are worse things to do when you're in grade 2 than spending your time building a dream. Now, every week at Blue River Creek Elementary in second grade, all the school kids can hear, along with Miss Greer, how the world's greatest buildings were made. The weekly guest speaker, in t-shirt and sneakers, talks of buildings from Rome to Quebec. Of course, he's the guy who builds towers from pie, that brilliant young man, Iggy Peck. Yay, the end. And I love that ending because one of the things I used to do in my classroom is have a board of the things that we're experts at. And I think all of us are experts at different things and sometimes multiple things. And we can teach people about things that we know a lot about or how to do different things. And sometimes we can teach them to do them or just show them how we know how to do them so that they can just learn and be interested in a specific topic. But it's important to share the things you're good at. I like to teach people how to knit. I'm also a teacher educator, so I obviously love to do this kind of stuff. But we're all good at different things, and make sure that you share your special talent with the world. So have a great rest of the day, and see you soon.